Y'all, we are in for a wild one today. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones. Ooh, ooh. I took your heart, it'd be a home run. Show me how you do. I wanna shut down the club with you. Hey, y'all. Nice to see you. It is Vape Friday. Get your vapes up. Wave them in the air. Wave them like you just don't care about your lungs. So like crazy day in girl world. I don't know if most of you have heard of this yet, but we are going to play the new Emily recording that is going around girl world at the moment. It is absolutely effing insane. So the rumor that Amberlynn had to use spray bleach bottles and was using the sink and stuff has been confirmed by Emily herself. She was outed via voice recording note. So we are getting verbal confirmation from Emily regarding the washcloth situation type deal. Amberlynn says that she has never done this in her life. She says that she never did this back when she was in a relationship with Beck. And here it is, coming back again to rear its ugly head. If there is anything we know about Amberlynn, it's that history tends to repeat itself. So we are going to take a look at said allegations regarding the washcloth. If you all are new here and you have no idea what is going on, basically Amberlynn was outed earlier this year by ex-partner Beck for having used washcloths to take care of certain things. Amberlynn denied this, said that it was a flat-out lie, said that this never happened. And Beck had, something else to say regarding it. So I think just for a second here, let's take a little walk down memory lane and take a look at what Beck said, because I think that it is important to go in chronological order regarding the washcloth allegations. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I have pulled up the timestamp from Beck's video earlier this year. I think it was like mid-March or something like that. So let's take a look at this. This is back when Beck originally had something to say about the washcloths, and this is the first time that we heard about it. So let's take a listen.
I took care of her because I cared about her and knew she couldn't do a lot of things herself. I cleaned up after her and the pets. I ran errands for her. I took her to appointments and restaurants and anywhere she wanted to go. I made her a huge part of my life and inner circle. I tried my best and did anything she wanted me to do. Meanwhile, she sees the relationship as her being taken advantage of because she paid for things, like paying the down payment on the car that I drove her around in. She bought food because she wanted it, and she paid the bills because she also lived there. If I had a job, I would have been contributing. But she used the fact that she could afford it and she needed me as reasoning for me to not get a job. And Amber used her paying for things that I needed to manipulate me into handing over the money for my mom's settlement. She says otherwise, but it was not left in the joint account. All of this to me shows a clear power imbalance in our relationship that just kept growing and growing. On top of being financially controlled, I mentally wasn't in a healthy state of mind for most of our relationship. I was struggling with years of depression, and then when I finally tried to get help, the psychiatrist I was seeing misdiagnosed me and over-medicated me. I was on multiple medications, maybe 4 to 6 at one time. Mood stabilizers, anxiety meds. The combination and switching of medications had me completely out of it. I was bad before, but this was
The chronological review of washcloth allegations is taking me out. Well, Wipegate, guys, like, I think it's also important to remember that Wipegate didn't start this year. Wipegate has been going on since before I even became a reaction channel. I mean, if you really want to get down to it, I would say that Wipegate started in season 3 with Destiny, because as we know, when Destiny Amberlynn and Amberlynn were living with Destiny's mom at the time. Amberlynn wasn't really showering. You know, that famous clip that goes around Girl World of Destiny pointing at her webcam and saying, Amberlynn did not shower. There were not showers being taken during that period of time. And Amberlynn was kind of just doing her best via sink. She was taking a bird bath. She was maybe doing crevices, doing what she could. And Destiny, at the ripe age of 21, was also helping via hair pick and doing what she could, through the sink of what Amberlynn allowed her to do. So Wipegate Wipegate is like a very historical thing in our community, and it goes back for many years. So I think that the recent audio clip of the washcloth allegations being played by Emily is just further confirmation of Amberlynn not taking accountability for this kind of stuff. And I think that it also provides confirmation on Beck's claims from earlier this year that Amberlynn shat all over, no pun intended.
Different. I was experiencing a lot of negative side effects, and Amber tried to minimize this by saying it was only 3 months.
And yeah, Wipegate is greater than Cakegate. In my opinion, I think that Wipegate is one of the biggest long running scandals of the Amberverse. Shrimpgate, Cakegate, like funny little like stupid stuff like that. Yes, it is important. Yes, they are important like historical moments in Amberverse history. But Wipegate is just a whole nother level of significance, in my opinion.
Months. I don't know exactly when I started taking the medicine, but it was the longer part of 2019, I believe. She also tries to minimize the effects of my kidneys shutting down.
The renal failure was very, very thankfully short-lived. So it was very quick, thankfully, because that was also very, very worrisome.
These two things overlapped, but both had long-lasting effects. The doctors eventually wanted to do blood work because they were considering putting me on lithium, and that's when they found out that I was going into kidney failure. After more testing, they found it was the metformin causing it, and I was able to recover, but it wasn't quickly. After Amber's cancer scare and hysterectomy, I was the one who took care of her while she was healing. And yes, I was the one who wiped her. But I wiped her plenty before that. I believe
And that is the important part about Wipegate. Amberlynn does not deny that wiping took place post-hysterectomy because she said that after her procedure, she needed help. She needed help. She couldn't do the bending. She couldn't do the twisting. She couldn't do the curving that was required of wiping/cleaning. So she had, at the time, Beck step in to fulfill that obligation. So Beck not only had to run all of these errands, wait on Amberlynn hand and foot, she was now kind of acting like a live-in nurse and doing anything and everything for Amberlynn, including very intimate acts.
Sometime in 2019 to June 2021 when we broke up. Before I started wiping her, she would use washcloths to wipe. She would set them on the corner of the sink, and then she would turn herself around to wipe herself on it. And then she would throw them away. Our roommates started to notice that their late mother's washcloths were disappearing. And they confronted her about it, and she wanted me to lie to them for her, but I didn't. She ended up buying more washcloths for herself, and instead of throwing them away, she had me wash them in the sink and then
this is like where it starts to get a little bit unholy when we talk about Wipegate, because it's one thing to do this and then lie about it. It's one thing to do this and not tell other people that is going on in the bathroom. It's a whole other thing to do this and take someone else's property and dispose of it thinking that you can get away with it. I just think that this was probably, no pun intended, the shittiest part of Wipegate. The stealing of Eric and/or Ricky's late mother's washcloths to do her maneuver on the sink shimmy, as it has been put. So Amberlynn also lied about this. So obviously she couldn't just keep doing this with the washcloths, throwing it away, and then going unnoticed. Like, eventually you're going to notice that the washcloth supply is getting depleted. So what Beck at the time was doing was washing all of these washcloths for Amberlynn. I think that Amberlynn should have been doing the washing on her own. If you're going to do this kind of stuff, I mean, then why don't you go ahead and clean up the washcloths yourself? Like, why are you having someone else do this? And this is kind of where Wipegate is coming alive again and how it is resurfacing another time. I mean, the story in which Beck is referring to right here, when sync shimmies were taking place, I mean, 2019, 2020, 2021, still today, even in when did she spend there? November and December of 2024. I mean, it's still going on years later. So, I mean, I think it's also important to note Amberlynn's always like, oh, I'm a changed person. Oh, yeah, blah. I don't do that. And, she has patronized the audience into doing demonstrations of wiping. How do you wipe? I know this is crazy, you guys, but I wipe just like everybody else. I take the toilet paper. I do this. She has acted very condescendingly toward the audience that has asked her about this. So she has lied about this multiple times, lied about it many times in the past, continues to lie about it now.
And put them in the washer. Wiping ended up being the lesser of two evils at the time. Amber also said that I only brought her a bucket a couple of times. And that is true, it only happened a couple of times. But I did help her get spots she couldn't reach. And in between the bucket baths,
And I mean, honestly, I feel like if you're gonna fess up to something, I feel like the bucket was less humiliating than what's going on with the washcloths. I think that it's more humiliating to fess up to the washcloths being stolen and thrown away than it is to say that Beck brought a bucket and sponge into the room and Amber, quote, did what she could. So Amberlynn won't even admit to the lesser of two evils as Beck has communicated it here.
Just didn't shower. I also didn't only brush her hair once either. It needed to be brushed every few months. I'm only saying all of this now because she does not live in the same reality.
Yeah, and to be honest, this is probably even going on today. I mean, Beck uploaded this in March of this year, so this was over 8 months ago. We have seen over the past week, as a part of No Shower November, that Amberlynn has a growing cocoon on her head. She quite literally has a croissant emoji on her head. So hair has been up pretty much every day of December, not looking good. I think that the picking method is going to entice.
I'm hoping maybe this will be enough to finally reach her. She and some others don't realize that you don't wipe someone and groom someone that you don't care for. I didn't do those things for money. I did them to help her be more comfortable, to protect her dignity as much as I could. I lied for her and defended her and kept her alive. Now,
and how did Beck get repaid? Doing this for someone, lying for someone, protecting someone. How did Beck get repaid? Oh, you need $100 for your U-Haul to get out of here? Oh, well, my new girlfriend's here. A new season's starting, sweetheart. You need to piss off. I'm not giving you money. That's my money.
She shows her respect and gratitude for me by talking badly about me repeatedly. Even in the chaos of everything she said, she still had time to read chats saying we both had hygiene issues and saying that she did gross things for me too. Me not showering for a couple extra days because I was depressed and you popping my pimples are not the same as me wiping you and cleaning your ankles. Amber doesn't want.
Okay, so we're not going to watch the rest of this because we have reviewed that entire episode back when it originally aired. We are now going to listen to the recording that has been going around Girl World of Emily giving verbal confirmation regarding the resurfacing of Wipegate.
She's the most important thing in my life. And also, like, that bothered Amberlynn, too. And I could have totally gone below the belt, like I said. Like you said, I could have released the video. I could have embarrassed the fuck out of her And like Snowflake was asking me about like questions about her hygiene, and I could have gone there, but I'm like, I don't want. I'm like this. I'm like, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not doing that. I'm not stooping to her level. And she didn't shower very often. Like it got less and less and less. Don't share that part though. And like, she didn't ever wash her hands after going to the bathroom, but she used the fucking washcloth bullshit. And like, I got pissed because like, this is between us. I'm like, I'm gonna put this bottle of spray bleach next to the counter, and I want you to clean up after yourself after you use it, because I'm like, germs, you know, that's gross. And she was like so upset and offended by it. I'm like, what? Like, that's just being respectful to like others in your household. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why I like.
Well, there you have it. The main takeaways from Emily talking about Amberlynn's stay with her in 2024. Talking about washcloths, talking about showering, talking about not cleaning up after herself, talking about getting offended after being given spray bleach bottles. You should not need to be given spray bleach bottles, but if you are, then you certainly need to not get offended by it, because that person is clearly just trying to preserve cleanliness in their own home. So I think that this is absolutely insane that this is hitting Girl World at the moment. I do not know how Amberlynn is going to defend herself, especially after last night coming on live stream and saying that none of this ever happened. Amberlynn very clearly stated in her live stream last night that she never had bottles of bleach, that she never did sink shimmies, that none of this ever happened. There was never a stained sink. Well, the audio file that we just listened to says the exact opposite. And it's also important to note that Amber came on here and said, I immediately reached out to Emily, and Emily said that she never said anything like that before. Well, as we just heard in the audio file, Emily said multiple times, this stays between us. This is between you and me. This isn't for anyone except for you or I to know about. Clearly it has gotten out. I think that when you make the conscious decision to talk to reaction channels and spill tea, you should be under the assumption that the whole community is going to hear it sooner or later. So, yeah. Can I get a hug? Not tonight. Not tonight. With everything going on, no, absolutely not. E. coli bunny. Les Bleach. Les Bleach. Can you turn it up? That is unfortunately the highest audio I have of that clip. We can go through it one more time again, just because it is such a short clip, and you know, I can provide commentary as necessary.
She's the most important thing in my life.
Okay, so I think here at the beginning, she's referring to Colleen when she says she's the most important thing in my life.
And also like that bothered Amberlynn too. And I could have totally gone below the belt. Like I said, like you said, I could have released the video. I could have embarrassed the fuck out of her. And like Snowflake was asking me about like questions about her hygiene, and I could have gone there. But I'm like, I don't want. I'm like this. I'm like, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not doing that. I'm not.
So I see a lot of you asking in the chat, where did you get this? Who sent this to you? So if you're listening to this clip, she is talking to someone else about a conversation that Mr. Snowflake had with her prior. Mr. Snowflake I don't exactly know what he asked Emily. I don't exactly know what he inquired about, but he did make some sort of interrogative to Emily requesting information regarding this topic. And Emily did not talk to Mr. Snowflake regarding this, but she did end up talking to another reaction channel about this topic, as you guys are hearing about it right now.
Stooping to her level, and she didn't shower very often. Like, it got less and less and less.
It doesn't surprise me that little to no showering was taking place, because I think that Amberlynn was just bed rotting. I think that she was either sitting on the couch or she was laying in bed. Very similar to her current lifestyle. Amberlynn wasn't taking care of the pet. She wasn't taking care of herself. I think that all she really wanted to do at the time was just lay in bed and eat Buffalo Wild Wings and a 40 piece of whatever Emily brought in.
Don't share that part, though. And, like, she didn't ever wash her hands after going to the bathroom, but she used the fucking washcloth bullshit.
No hand washing. No hand washing. No bar of soap. No pump hand soap. Nothing. So if bathroom did entice, there was no hand washing afterwards. I think that we all learned from a very early age that after we are done using the restroom, we should be washing our hands. Restrooms are filthy. Bathrooms are dirty. So the fact that this was going on and then no hand washing was enticing is kind of crazy. No hand washing November. I don't think that there was any washing period last November. I mean, I know that we're saying no shower November for 2025, but 2024, I don't think that there was like a single drop of water in like the single vicinity of Emily's house. And you just know there was no teeth brush. Well, I mean, I don't know. No comments were made about teeth brushing. It's mainly here just about hand washing and what has been going on with the sink rumors that have been going around the community. No wash 2025. Lily, thank you. If you're the devil, I'm going to hell. It will be hella fun down there. Hot heart hands. I know, all the fun people are going to hell. Thank you, Lily. Appreciate ya. Kayleen, thank you for 3 months. Fat heart hands to everyone. Thank you, Kayleen. I appreciate your membership. Caitlin, thank you for 10 months. My boyfriend and I saw you went live and put you on the TV immediately. Oh, hey. Hey, Caitlin and boyfriend. Thanks so much for making me a part of your Friday night. Hey, guys. Summer Moon, hi. Weekend doesn't start until Jordy goes live. Party don't start till I walk in. Selena, thank you. Gonna be replay gang, having a ladies' night. Can't wait to see the tea. We'll see you later. Hope you had a good ladies' night, hon. Abby Luna, hello. Just smoked, got Taco Bell, and now Jordy stream. I love today. Sounds like a pretty awesome Friday night to me. Thank you, Abby. Melissa, hello, it's my 30th. Take my money. Thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate that. Let's get some cake emojis in the chat for Melissa's 30th. Tonight's special guest. Okay, so if you guys are watchers of More Jordy, you will know that a new person, person, basically, has joined my collection. This is Mysterious Guest. Mysterious Guest is the secret of the Coca-Cola Labubu series. This is the Christmas collection that they launched last year. Mysterious Guest pops out of a can of Coca-Cola, and he can go up and down. So Mysterious Guest is our co-host for tonight. He will be helping with all commentary and all super chats and any other shenanigans that may or may not take place this evening. So everyone be sure to say hello to Mysterious Guest. Elizabeth Cody, thank you. Pumbaa and Simone from the Jungle Book. See, I knew it. I knew that there were similar characters in the Jungle Book. I wasn't far off.
And, like, I got pissed because, like, this is between us. I'm like, I'm gonna put this bottle of spray bleach next to the counter, and I want you to clean up after yourself after you use it, because I'm like, germs, you know, that's gross. And she was like so upset and offended by it.
So verbal confirmation of the spray bleach bottle existing. Last night, Amberlynn was asked directly, word for word, was there a spray bottle of bleach? No, and I confronted Emily about this, and Emily also said that none of this ever happened and that she never said that. Well, then what is this?
I'm like, I'm gonna put this bottle of spray bleach next to the counter, and I want you to clean up after yourself after you use it, because I'm like, germs, that's gross.
It is one thing to not clean up after Twinkie. It is another thing to not clean up after your cats. It is another thing to impose the responsibility of cleaning up after your pets onto someone else whose house you're living at, that you're a guest at. It is an entirely new dimension of things to show up to someone's house, do this to their restroom, and then get offended when they tell you that you need to clean up after yourself and you need to disinfect said area.
And she was like so upset and offended by it.
She was caught brown-handed. Well, I mean, after last night's display of this never happened, I'm going to go through all the rumors, blah, 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 it really does not put Amberlynn in a good position. So I think that, all puns intended, I think that she has been caught brown-handed.
I'm like, what? Like, that's just being respectful to, like, others in your household. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me, why I, like...
I don't know, you guys. Getting caught brown-handed is crazy. I don't know. Emily went down on that. And it might be like, in all honesty, like, I don't know who looks worse, so it does make her look bad too. Oh, God. Frozen. Does make her Is the stream working again? Can anyone let me know? We're back. It's better. If you're still having issues with the stream, I would recommend refreshing, closing YouTube and reopening it if you're on a mobile device. That usually helps it. Okay, we're back. We had 10 gifted memberships come in from Mad Mads. Thank you so much for doing that this evening. Oh my gosh, what a night in girl world it is. Thank you so much, Mad Mads. I would like to see black cat emojis in the chat, as well as Water of Life coming in hot with 20 gifted memberships, sending in a tsunami wave of new memberships. Really appreciate that, Water of Life. Ocean and drip drop emojis, please, for Water of Life. If there were other gifted memberships that came in, can someone please let me know? Because for whatever reason, they're not showing up on my page here. I'm only seeing these two. So if there were more than the 20 that Water of Life and the 10 that Mad sent in, can someone please let me know? Because for some reason, my Streamlabs doesn't show gifted memberships, and I don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying. Okay, so this recording that we have listened to a couple times now did get leaked in the community earlier today. And Amberlynn was under fire earlier today regarding this voice note. It's very possible that some of you hearing it on my stream is the first time that you have heard this, but there are several thousand people that have already heard that recording, including Amberlynn, and she knew that prior to going live earlier this afternoon. When she did go live earlier this afternoon, I don't think that she talked about it, but we will be taking a look at what she had to say. She titled her stream, "I'm a Fool." Let's see what goes on. BPD Baddie, thank you so much for that. Happy Vape Friday. Make sure you wipe down the counters and wash your hands. Bring your own washcloth. BYOW. Definitely BYOW. You can't rely on someone else's washcloths and then when they get dirty, you just throw them away. That's not the way that the world works. If you need a washcloth, you need to bring it yourself. I agree with you.